Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel. I am Benjamin Williams and today we're going to be making a video about what I am doing now that I have passed my Ccna and also Ccnp Enterprise Core. So let's go ahead and get into the video. So how I'm going to structure this video right now is I am going to start out on what I am currently doing. I'm going to give you guys a background on where I have came from. And then after that, I'm going to give you guys what the future entails for me or what I plan on doing with my future within networking. So let's start out on where I'm at currently. So currently I study at North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, North Carolina A&T State University. It's located in Greensboro, North Carolina. And I am in their graduate program for computer science. I am expected to graduate May of 2025. So that is where I'm at now. I do hold my certification of a Ccna. I passed that on March 24th, 2024. And I passed my Ccnp Enterprise Core on January 8th, 2025. So that is where I'm at currently. So starting out, I did start my computer science journey at Fayetteville State University 2019 is where I decided that, hey, I'm going to consider the computer science degree. So I started out in just all of the computer science classes that you get started out with. And the one that really piqued my interest was my computer networking basics course. I took that one in, I believe, 2020, or it was right before COVID. The teacher, he had brung in a bunch of Cisco equipment, I guess, that the school was no longer using, and they probably had it in a server room somewhere, and they weren't using it. So he decided to bring that in to teach us, and the internet always piqued my interest. I didn't know what the internet was at the time, and I'm still learning about the internet now. I don't know everything about the internet, but he basically told us the first day that he was going to teach us about the internet. And that really piqued my interest. And like I said, he brung in all of these networking devices and hardware. And that's basically how he taught the course. He plugged the console cable into the routers and the switches and started getting going with configuring the devices. And sometimes he would have us, from our readings or what we studied inside of our book, he would have us come into the class and actually get our hands wet with configuring the devices. So this course was more hands-on, and I like that. And like I said, learning about the internet in general was something that always piqued my interest and something that I was always wondered about, just how does the internet work? So we got about to the middle of the semester, right before the midterms, and I believe that's when COVID hit. So when COVID hit, it was an in-person hands-on course, and he had to figure out how he was going to now teach the course now that it was not in person. So what he did was he had all of us sign up to a Cisco account with our school email. And then that's how I started learning about how to configure devices in a simulated network, such as Cisco Packet Tracer. So a lot of our assignments when COVID hit was over Cisco Packet Tracer. And during that time, I had a lot more time to myself. I didn't have to drive to school or anything. So it really piqued my interest with Cisco Packet Tracer, configuring the different routers and switches within that software. So that's what really got my, that's what really piqued my interest inside of networking in general. So over the course of my computer science undergraduate courses, I took a lot more networking classes, LAN and switching, wireless, etc. And I learned a lot during my undergraduate studies. And like I said, now I am studying at North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, where I'm still learning about different networking protocols, network security, wireless, etc. So that is about where I came from and where I'm at now. So now I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about how I passed the Ccna and Ccnp. So some of the resources that I used to pass the Ccna and Ccnp is Bosine NetSim, as you guys can see behind me. I've also mentioned Cisco Packet Tracer. That is also a good resource. I've got my hands wet in a little bit of Cisco modeling language, CML. And I've also been reading this book right here, the official cert guide for the Ccnp CCIE Enterprise Core. I've read this cover to cover about, I would say, 3 to 4 times now. And every time I read this book right here, you know, there's something that I noticed that I forgot that I read the first time. So it's always refreshing my memory. So I love this resource right here. If you guys can pick it up and you're studying for the CCNP or Ccna, I recommend that you get their official cert guide book and some free resources that you guys can check out. Like I said, Cisco Packet Tracer is a free resource. CML is a free resource. Another free resource is Kevin Wallace Training. I think CBT Nugget, some of the CBT Nugget instructors have YouTube channels. So like I said, Kevin Wallace Training, he has a YouTube channel. Some of the CBT Nuggets, I'm not sure their names off the top of my head, but I know that they have individual YouTube channels. And Jeremy's IT Lab. All of these YouTube channels really help me out in learning the actual technologies that consist or that are within the CCNA and CCNP. Those free resources really help me out in passing it, but I would say actually configuring the devices themselves is what brings it all together. So I would recommend you use as many free resources as possible. I'm not saying don't use those resources, but you're going to need to get your hands wet with actually configuring the technologies themselves on the devices. As you guys know, with the CCNA and CCNP, most of the exam is multiple choice questions and or like fill in the blank, or not fill in the blank, but matching. But you do have questions where you have to configure the devices as well. And if it says that you need to know how to configure this technology, there is a possibility that you will get a question on the CCNA or CCNP on how to configure that technology. So like I said, what brings it all together and actually learning the technology, in my opinion, is getting your hands wet with Bosine NetSim troubleshooting. Or if you don't want to do that, do the Cisco Packet Tracer CML. Or if you can get your hands on some real equipment and build out a home lab, I would recommend that as well. So now I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about what my future entails and what I'm doing currently. What my future outlook is, in my opinion, right now, and where I'm going or where I plan to go. So currently, I am applying to some network technician roles around the area. So around the Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Charlotte, Raleigh areas is where I'm applying to right now. I've also applied to some junior network engineer roles. So I'm waiting to hear back on those roles. So I'm also asking you guys for some advice as well. You know, maybe you guys are network professionals or have some experience within networking. So I would love for you guys to drop some recommendations for me down below in the comments as well. Give me some insight, some pointers on things that I can do to enhance my knowledge. And if you know about any opportunities that are within those areas, please let me know. So like I said, I'm expected to graduate May of 2025. So I hope to have something locked in or a job role by then. If by the time we get to March, I'm probably going to start applying for, if I don't hear anything back from any positions around the area, I'm going to branch out a little bit, start looking at some opportunities out of state. So I'm really eager to get my start in tech and also into networking in general. So I appreciate you guys for watching this channel. I know if you're watching this, you probably have some type of interest in networking. So I appreciate you stopping by. And if you are an expert of any kind, or even if you're not an expert, just drop some recommendations for me that you may think that can assist me down below in the comments. I would love to read those. And I appreciate you guys for watching this video. And I'm going to be doing a lot more of these types of videos and other things network related in the future. So thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.